at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. Why, it's Friday night and everything's right for the weekend. Crazy clothes and anything goes on the weekend. Do. Oh yeah, here we are, heading out into that big old weekend with all of our truth questing friends here. And let's go over and say hello to all of them over there in Chatlandia. It's a crazy little spot over there on the intranet where all of our friends can gather around and type up a storm, and they'll have nice company when they do. Alrighty then. It's Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss123. That's Catherine Weiss. She's one of our Ultramods. She says, "Hi, Aaron." And then she says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And then she also says, "Hi, Peggy," before she heads on over there. And then I said, "Hi, Kathy." And I said, okay, because she's going to be on YouTube tonight. And there she is over there on YouTube, just like magic over there. Catherine Weiss over there on YouTube. She says, "Hi, Aaron," again. Then I said, "Hi, Kathy," again over on YouTube. And look, it's our longtime friend, Skylark74. "Greetings, fellow Truth Questers," he says. And then I said, "Hiya, Skylark74. And then Peggy Dancer says, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123. Kathy, I'll be on Rumble tonight." That's awesome. She's another one of our Ultramods. And then Skylark says, "Hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Aaron." And look who else is here. Another one of our longtime friends. Why, it's Chroniviewer. He says, "Hello." Then I said, Hi, Chroniviewer. Good to see you here, buddy." Then Chroniviewer says, "Hi, Aaron." And then Skylark says, "Hello, Chroniviewer. Or have you progressed to reach the status of time runner?" And then he clarifies, Skylark says, "I think a time runner has to have a fedora hat, duster coat, and Men in Black suit and tie." And then Peggy Dancer says over on Rumble, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123. Kathy. Hi, Skylark74 and Chroniviewer." And then Chroniviewer says, "Hi, Skylark." And then I said, "Hi, Peggy." And then Kathy says, "Hiya, Skylark74. And then Kathy also says, "Hiya, Chroniviewer." And Kathy says, "Hi, Aaron," over there on the portrait, the telephone version of the show over there on YouTube. They have two versions, I guess. Isn't that weird? And then Kathy also says, "Hi, Peggy." And then Peggy says, "How's Mud Rabbit and Wonky Donk Mooberry, Aaron?" Well, I think Mud Rabbit is doing better. I have not heard from her since that she's said she was out of the hospital. And Wonky Donk Mooberry, Alicia, she's doing good. She has to go in for some kind of an exam. So keep your prayers out for her and Mother of it and everyone else, all of our ultra mods. Everyone can use a little, can't we? Yes. And it's so easy to do. And look, it's Aniers Rojas says hi. And look, it's Operation Shutdown, one of our ultra mods over there on YouTube. Hello, everyone in Chatlandia. So cool. Yep, it's a special little place. And Kathy says, hi, Operation Shutdown. And Operation Shutdown's reminding me of the cut line because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Yes, he knows it. You know it. And I know it. And then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Kathy. And I got to go say hi to Operation Shutdown. Hi at up. And it shows up just like magic. Got to give the exclamation points when you have them. And there you have it. All righty then. And Chroniviewer says, time runner. I like that. I guess we're all kind of time runners, aren't we? And then Operation Shutdown. Aaron is broadcasting in 2 different dimensions on YouTube. That's right. Vertical and horizontal. Isn't that awesome? Too cool for school, you might even say. Oh, and look who else is here now. Why, it's Rose Thistle Art. And she's got all kinds of little iconography there. A clock, someone running, and I'm not sure about what that is, but they're very small. But thank you, and welcome to you, Rose Thistle Art. I gotta go over and say hi to her too. Rose Thistle Art. And let's see here. And I said over there on YouTube, hiya, Operation Shutdown. Then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Aaron. Hand wave and an American flag. And then Kathy says, hiya, Rose Thistle Art. And then Peggy Dancer says, hello, Rose Thistle Art. Running, trying to stay warm, LOL. Yeah, it's been a nice little cold snap here. Kind of like the old days when it used to get cold. Then I said, hi, Rose Thistle Art. And then Rose Thistle Art says, just like spaceports have vertical or horizontal designations. Yes. And John Phillips says, my honor to support channel Mr. King Amen. Okay, good to see you here. John Phillips. And David Thompson, time is not a constant. It changes with speed and mass. Yes, it certainly does. And then Jerry McKing says, hi, everyone. Hi, Jerry. Jeremiah, I guess Jeremiah King. And there's Rose Thistle Art with her radiating heart and Leo toast. And at truthquestwithaaron Moriarity. Thank you, Rose Thistle Art. And Rose Thistle Art. Hi, Kathy with a K. Radiant heart. Isn't that nice? And looks like we're all caught up. Oh, one more. And John Phillips says, I hit like button, subscribe channel. Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. It helps the old algo rhythm and the algo beat and the algo melody. Oh, yeah. You know, our last show, Operation Shutdown, requested some music. And so I guess I'm going to play some music just a little bit here. And that is me singing an Elvis song. All right. Over there at Bub's Pub and Grub from years ago. Let's check it out. Don't be cruel.
Frens, you can.
And there it was at Bub's Pub and Grub over there in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin. It's no longer there anymore. It was an old brothel, but they tore it down. Had a great acoustics in there. It was a great place to play. And yeah, so that was a heck of a lot of fun. Anytime you have a chance to be Elvis, do it, because there's no one funner to be than Elvis. And Cap 78 Pack said it's almost as if Aaron, Elvis, and Trump dance have similar moves. Yeehaw. All right. And then Operation Shutdown says Elvis Aaron Presley. That's his real name, Elvis Aaron Presley, spelled the same, Aaron. Yep. And Chroniviewer has some musical notes and instruments there. Thank you for that. And Kathy puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up. Now, I may get a copyright strike, even though that's my version of it on YouTube, but they never mess with it on Rumble. So if you're watching YouTube and you wanted to see that performance, but it's been erased, go over to my Rumble channel and you will see it there. And you will see it there. And Skylark74 says, thank you, Rose This Lard. I'm very happy to be here. Oh, and John Phillips says, I live in Wisconsin in Mondovi Buffalo School. I went to in 2001. Okay. I'm not really, it's a big state and I don't know all of the areas of it. I just kind of know the area I live in, which is like just north of Green Bay in the Door County Peninsula. And so there, alrighty then. Well, let's go over to Facebookorama. Shall we now? Let's go check out Facebook and see what the heck is going on over there. Over there. Over there. We're heading over there. Oh. La 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 la. Doopy doop boop doo boop boop. Boop boopy doo. Oh. We'll just get rid of that one and make it that one. Alrighty, Aphrodite. There it is. Oh, look at that alien. He's not doing so well. Getting a little medical attention there at the facility that's holding him. They were conducting an interview, but it didn't go well. And that's John Stewart post that we'll see his post. I guess Whitley Strieber put his 2 cents worth in and sort of corroborates this very intriguing bit of film that John Stewart has gone and found out who was in that film and verified it all. So he's been on the show and we should have him back on again. Oh, and Operation Shutdown says, where Aaron lives, just downrange of Strange. Yes, that's where I live. Oh, Old Claire or Eclair? Eau Claire. It's not Old Claire, it's Eau Claire, I think. All right. Alrighty then, so there's that, and it's episode 726. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We'll be looking at that film a little bit later. I voted for this. Politicians arrest imminent. Lisa Leone put this out, shared this. Let's listen to our favorite president.
Last week we announced that I'm creating a brand new division at the Department of Justice, a legal strike force led by a really tough, smart new Attorney General for fraud. We intend to imprison any fraudster, politician, or public official involved in these sick plots to loot and pillage our country. Last week, we announced that I'm creating a brand new division at the Department of Justice, a legal strike force led by a really tough, smart new Attorney General.
A really tough, smart new Attorney General for fraud. Who could that be? Sidney Powell? It could be Sidney Powell, release the Kraken. It could be our friend Matt Gaetz, who was going to be the Attorney General, but the Senate, the Congress said no. He's too much of an outsider. Never took big money from big donors, so he was out. Maybe he'll come back in that. Wouldn't that be nice to see him clean house? Oh man, would that be good? Oh, and Skylark74 says, I've watched Jon Stewart interview on Michael Sala's webcast. Note that the gray alien is actually a yellow, tan, or beige color. Yes, it is. Now, keep your prayers out also for Michael Sala. He's been in the hospital. He's been having heart problems, I believe. And so keep your prayers out for him too, Michael Sala. And there you go. And Skylark74 says the Roswell entities were yellow, brown, or beige colored. The dead aliens in Frank Scully's book were allegedly brown colored. Okay. Yeah, I think that there's aliens in every single kind of a color. So that's interesting. I wonder who that new Attorney General for fraud will be. Matt Gaetz or Sidney Powell. Those are my two guesses. Oh, he's back. Anthony Brock. He's back again. Around 22. Let's see what he's got going on here.
Welcome to round 22. Comments don't think the goat can reach me on stilts. Let's see who's the boss.
Oh.
And done. Comment what's next. Welcome to round 22.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I hope that he's got good insurance. Goat insurance, right? I don't think he's ever going to beat the GOAT because you know what GOAT stands for, greatest of all time. So I don't think he's going to win. He can try whatever outfit he wants. I think the GOAT is going to win. Oh, Rose Thistle Art has a good guess. Rudy Giuliani. Oh wait. I sometimes when I click and then someone adds something and then I get that one instead. Rudy Giuliani, clean up USA like he did New York. Good. Yes. And Skylar can't remember now where he read that information. It sounds sort of familiar to me too. Yeah, he always is going to break something. And here's Pam Bondi talking about Don Lemon being arrested. Thank goodness for that. I mean, it was starting to seem like no one's ever going to.
No mistake. Under President Trump's leadership and this administration, you have the right to worship freely and safely. And if I haven't been clear already, if you violate that sacred right, we are coming after you. No mistake. Under President Trump's leadership and this administration.
There you go. Pam laying down the rules there. Oh, it's Zing's World again. Cat World. Check this out. Cat Town. He's been working for 3 months on this. Look at this. Amazing.
Creating a new scene for Cat Town. The pets will be here soon, and then an epic battle between felines and rodents will unfold. Hey everyone, Xing here. A while ago, I met a famous director who invited me and the pets to be part of his next movie. Of course, I wanted to do it, but could the pets handle it? I decided to shoot a short test film to see if Mr. Nice and Tutu were up for it. It took several weeks to set up the scenery and the props. There is real animosity between Mr. Nice and Tutu. It turns out the cat apartment has been having trouble with water pressure lately. Mr. Nice discovered the reason was because of some illegal modifications made underground by Tutu. Accusations were made, and finally they decided to settle things the old-fashioned way, with a face-off at high noon on the bridge. Let's go, Mr. Nice. This could have all been resolved peacefully. Today's video is made with the support of a water heater company in China. Normally, I'd cut this out of the version I post to YouTube and TikTok, but since there are so many great shots of the pets in the mini home enjoying hot water and consistent water pressure, I thought I'd leave it in. I hope you guys don't mind seeing a hamster on a toilet that flushes blue water. As you can tell, it takes a lot of resources to make these videos, so I appreciate every bit of help we get to make these things. In order to build out this new part of Cat Town, we had to make a real river, including a bridge made of concrete. We even made the individual hexagon blocks on the riverbank and the bricks in the sidewalk. I had a lot of viewers ask me to add some traditional Chinese architecture to Cat Town, and of course I'd love to, but it's definitely a lot of extra work to do it justice, so I just haven't so far. But I'm already planning on building something traditional behind this door. What do you think I should make? Write your ideas in the comments section below. Thanks again for everyone's support. Remember, these videos are made without any AI, and if you like that, please like, share, and leave a comment. See you soon. Bye. I spent over 3 months creating.
Isn't that incredible? What an industrious young man. Sometimes I think back on all the people I've lost and remember why I stopped being a tour guide. Yeah. I'll never do that job again. Lost too many people. I lost them. Couldn't find them. Never saw them again. It's very sad, very sad, very sad. Great news. Freedom 250 Grand Prix of Washington, D.C. There's going to be a Grand Prix in Washington, D.C. Listen to this.
Again, I want to repeat, this is free for the American people to come to your nation's capital and see a great road race. Freedom, America, speed, and road racing. It doesn't get more American than that, Mr. President. So thank you for signing this, and thanks for all your support.
Fantastic, and what a job you've done. They put it together very quickly. They've been coming here for years, and everybody wanted it. You know, every senator wants it, every Congress, everybody wants it, but they don't get things done.
Only Mr. President.
Trump gets things done. We didn't have 89 meetings. We had maybe a half a meeting. I think this is probably about a half a meeting.
Again, I want to repeat, this is free for the American people.
Indy race, downtown D.C. That's incredible. We come in peace to open a daycare. Yeah, they heard about it. Oh, they're coming from all corners now. From duck, 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 duck. Watch out. I wouldn't trust these ones. They look sort of Somali-ish, don't you think? They have that Somali look about them. I wouldn't trust them. Arrested, illegal alien rape of an autistic child. What a disgusting human being. Get him out of here and never let him back. From the White House. This monster was released into our country during the Biden administration. That's all you need to know. And he's heading out. Breaking Epstein files show Bill Gates asking Epstein for antibiotics to give his wife, Melinda, because he contacted an STD from Russian girls. Oh, Bill Gates. What a piece of crap he is. I could have told you that. Melania, here's Melania's movie. Check this out. Just the trailer.
on January 30th.
Everyone wants to know, so here it is.
20 days in her life.
I will move forward with purpose, and of course, with style.
Witness history in the making.
I feel energized to serve the American people. Here we go again.
Don't put that on tape, please.
Please do.
Melania, exclusively in theaters January 30th.
Put that on tape, please. Please do. It's probably the only argument he loses. Oh, Dr. Jebra Fouché puts this out. Remember, this man told us that Somalis were urinating and defecating all over the place at a major food production facility in Minneapolis. And now Gold Star Distribution, Inc., based in Minneapolis, is recalling almost 2,000 food and household items. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence. These people are not civilized. Send them back. Let them poop in their own food companies. We don't need that here. President Donald J. Trump, Fulton County Jail, 4547, 8/24/2023. How's that going for you? Not too good, is it? The only reason Georgia still had all of the evidence that just bit them in the ass, excuse the lingo schmingo, is because they arrested Trump. If they didn't try to put him in jail, all of the evidence and fraudulent ballots would have been destroyed. How's that working out for him now? It's not working so good. Oh, there's an actual picture of Don Lemon getting arrested. Why, that's him. I'd recognize him anywhere. He's such a yellow belly. Kind of a sour puss, you might even say. Oh, yeah. Best FLOTUS ever. Yes. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. This is really cute. This is that good news girl. She always posts good news stuff. And this is Truffles. Truffles isn't just a cat in glasses. Listen to this. Oh, and where's the old? Oh, gosh.
That she rarely wants to take off. Wears glasses to help kids feel more confident wearing theirs, has one very special pair that she rarely wants to take off. In 2018, Truffles was adopted by Danielle, who works at a children's optical shop, where Truffles became the newest employee. Initially, Danielle fitted Truffles for glasses as a fun little trick, using flexible frames designed for premature babies without any lenses in them. To her surprise, Truffles not only wore the glasses for a brief moment to earn a treat, she actually seemed to really enjoy wearing them, and even started standing near the glasses and waving Danielle over to put them on. So Danielle taught Truffles how to take the glasses off on her own, and she let Truffles decide how long she wanted to wear them, which is often for around an hour at a time. And Danielle started bringing Truffles out anytime kids were trying on glasses to show them how to wear them. And as you can imagine, this was a huge hit with all of the patients. It was obvious that Truffles not only put the kids at ease, she also helped their self-esteem about wearing glasses. After a while, Danielle had the idea to create colorblind glasses for her, as cats have some color deficiency. And when Truffles put on her colorblind glasses, she absolutely did not want to take them off, even moving away from anyone who came near and tried to grab them. Truffles still cycles through different pairs of glasses, but her colorblindness glasses are extra special to her. Truffles wins Employee of the Month every single month at A Child's Eyes in Pennsylvania. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day. And you can see more from Truffles on her account.
Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Truffles, what a name. And Skylark says, when I was very young, we had a cat named Fifi who had that same tuxedo cat coloration, including the half-white face mask. Oh, that's adorable, says Rose Thistle Art. She needs cat eyeglasses. Yeah, good point. They were not, doesn't have any cat-shaped ones, so she might like that. This device stops burns instantly. Check this out. Let's see.
My name is Renata Reich-Moise, and I'm the granddaughter of Wilhelm Reich. I learned of him because we had several accumulators. We had a sit-in box type in our barn if we were feeling ill. We had a small bowl-shaped accumulator for use for burns. I was 12 years old before I knew that if you burned yourself, you got a blister, because that small device was immediately used on any burn that we had in the kitchen. And by placing it over one's hand for about 10 or 15 minutes, the pain went away and you took your hand out and there was no blister and the pain was gone. My mother was the local doctor in the 50s, and she used the accumulator with her patients in the town. It was before the hospital was nearby. Also, she used modern medicine, antibiotics, x-rays if needed. She would send people for those kind of things. But the townspeople, they accepted that my parents had this knowledge, and people still to this day are very accepting of the science of ergonomy.
Advancing his orgone research, Reich theorizes that atmospheric energy could be harnessed to alleviate storms or drought, leading to the invention of the cloudbuster. The apparatus is designed to move orgone energy in the atmosphere to restore the natural balance of the weather when necessary.
My name is Renata Reich-Moise, and I'm the granddaughter of Wilhelm Reich.
Isn't that interesting? A portable bowl-shaped Wilhelm Reich thing that fixes burns? Wow. Why isn't that in every hospital? Man, Gaia. Interesting, huh? Very interesting, I'd say. Oh, here's some good news from the Quality Leering Center commercial. Oh, they even made a commercial. Let's check it out. Oops.
Perhaps leering science over here, or leering the future language of Minnesota. Well, imagine no more. Welcome to the Quality Leering Center. At the Quality Leering Center, we strive for greatness, not only for your child, but more importantly, for our luxurious lifestyles, our terrorist friends overseas, and Democrat politicians right here in the U.S. To achieve that greatness, we follow the 5 fundamental tenets to success: fabricate everything, receive government funds, act the victim, undermine the opposition, and deny, distract, demonize. All of our dedicated teachers are former Somalian pirates, so you can be sure your child is in good hands with someone whose IQ is equivalent to a school zone speed limit. Speaking of pirates, Democrats, members of Congress, and even Governor Walz fully support our business operations. Rest assured, absolutely no one will be held accountable. They don't just turn a blind eye for the sake of money. They crank their head 180 degrees and jam it up their own butt. At the Quality Leering Center, we recognize there have been an abundance of fraud scandals, coincidentally, right here in Minnesota, also involving billions in government funding and also run by Somalians. Therefore, to solidify your trust, we promise to lear from their mistakes and ensure your tax dollars reach the right hands in Somalia. Your toothpaste may not make it through TSA, but $700 million in cash, we can make that happen. Now, you might be wondering, I thought this was a daycare. What about the kids? That's all just politics. Now you're getting it. We know that you have plenty of options here in Minneapolis, but while other daycares receiving government funding are only open for 15 minutes a day, we're open for over 45 minutes Tuesday through Wednesday. And if that's not enough, here's some 5-star reviews from happy customers. Thanks, John Smith. Hey, if you're in the neighborhood, don't bother stopping by. And if you have any questions, please ask yourself this first. What happened to those who questioned Tim Walz's agenda in the past? For more information, please visit yourqualitylearingcenter.com. The Quality Leering Center. Leering made fun.
Legitimate business. Look at that. We thought it was made up. So totally legitimate. Oh, remember when video games took over the world here in America? 1982. Let's listen to this newscast from 1982 about Pac-Man and others. Oh, why is this doing this?
Is by monsters. Yellow creature gobbles dots while being pursued through maze by monsters. Believe it or not, those things are really happening on 200 electronic video games here at Chicago Fest. What you see here is part of a national phenomenon that we call high-tech wreck, a phenomenon that had to happen when the TV set married the computer. It starts with a quarter, and it ends up as a national industry estimated at $7.5 billion a year. Video games. They seem to have captured America's imagination and its pocket change as well. Right now, the country's two hottest games are Chicago games. There's Defender, a space battle game made by Williams Electronics on the north side. The object is to fly over your planet, shooting down the enemy spacecraft, which are trying to capture your humanoids. Defender is prized for its nifty sound and visual effects. In suburban Franklin Park, you'll find Midway Manufacturing feverishly turning out 350 Pac-Man games every day in 3 different cabinet styles. Pac-Man is known as the cute game. A voracious little yellow globe gobbles up golden dots and various kinds of fruit, all the while being pursued by 4 hungry monsters, which can themselves be eaten at crucial moments. Both Defender and Pac-Man are wildly successful, and their corporate marketing executives think they know why.
The video games are becoming more and more popular, and it's because today's generation grew up on television.
They're diving at you, they're bombing you, and here you are, one guy fighting off the whole universe of aliens, and you do get a certain amount of thrill and excitement and a feeling of, boy, when you conquer this game, you really come away satisfied.
We're only limited on video games by the video game designers and engineers' imaginations. Anything they can come up with, we can put on that TV set.
The big explosion in coin-operated video games began in 1979 with Space Invaders. It, like Pac-Man, was designed in Japan, where both games became national crazes. Williams Electronics projects $200 million in revenues this year. Midway expects to do at least that well. Both companies are riding the crest of the video wave that this year will see Americans drop 300 billion quarters into the machines. Tomorrow night, on part 2 of High Tech Wreck, we will meet a teenage video game wizard. We'll also talk to some psychologists about the possible side effects of playing these games, and we'll meet the Chicago alderman who wants to ban video games for everybody under the age of 18. From Navy Pier, Barry Burnson, News Center 5.
Move over Space Invaders, we found some new games. If you are a fan, we don't have to tell you that video games are taking...
Yellow creature gobbles dots while being pursued through maze.
How do you like them apples? Oh, here's another good from the Good News Girl. She's got a lot of good news. Here's the Fat Squirrel contest. Check it out in Texas.
A fat squirrel in Texas just beat out 15 other chubby competitors to be crowned the fattest in the state. His name is Chunkosaurus Rex from Dinosaur Valley State Park. And with his impressive girth, he waddled his way to the title, narrowly defeating the well-nourished Chunk Norris of Fort Richardson State Park. This was Texas's first ever Fat Squirrel Week, inspired by Alaska's beloved Fat Bear Week, which wrapped up last month. 16 rotund squirrels from Texas state parks competed in a bracket-style showdown, with fans voting for their favorites by liking and commenting on their photos on social media. The squirrels did not agree to actually be weighed, so voters were asked to judge each contender based on perceived heftiness, silliness, and overall charm. Other notable contenders included the portly Nutella from Lake Mineral Wells State Park, Nutty Crockett from Palo Pinto Mountain State Park, and Stanley, aka the Texas Tank from Cleburne State Park, a local legend with a barrel belly. And while the contest was lighthearted, that extra fluff serves a real purpose, as those fat reserves help them survive the winter months. So if you see a squirrel that looks like it's been hitting the buffet a little too hard, they're actually in peak physical condition and deserve nothing but praise. Texas Parks and Wildlife says Fat Squirrel Week is here to stay, and they're already looking forward to next year's Chubby Showdown. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day.
Isn't that awesome? All right. And Cat Turd puts this out, answering Ilhan Omar, who says, I don't do any of those things because I fear losing my dignity more than I fear losing my life, something you coward losers will never understand, so F off. And Cat Turd says, you sound stressed. Maybe an imaginary bottle of wine from your imaginary $5 million winery would help. I think it would help. Mercy Otis Warren. Thanks for that. There she is. There's Sidney Powell. Shocking news. Sidney Powell dropped a truth bomb on U.S. elections. I can hardly wait to present all the evidence we've collected on Dominion. It was created to produce and alter voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes. Yep. That's what they found out. And let's go Door County, put this out. There's a fire. You know what? I think I might know whose house that is, but I'm not going to say, just in case I'm wrong. Crews are still at the scene of the house in Egg Harbor. Occupants of the home are out safely. 4 cats remain unaccounted for at this hour. And RFK Jr. announces mandatory nutrition education for all doctors, signaling a shift towards holistic medical training. Thank goodness for that. Explaining the world. Yes, he did that. Lawsuit. He died a day after a judge appointed a receiver to take control of his companies and assets. I guess someone committed suicide. Some will take the easy path and exit early. Q. That doesn't mention the person's name. I tried to find out, but I couldn't find the person's name. Someone had $100 million in fraud. They took the easy way out, which Q said some would. And here is Gary McKinnon. This is a realistic depiction of the object that ex-Pentagon hacker Gary McKinnon saw when he accessed a machine within NASA. Yeah, it's part of our secret space program. It's very similar to ones that Corey Goode described that he saw in a secret space program, if you believe that story. Drug overdose deaths down by 23.3%. That's a phenomenal feat. Thank goodness the White House put that out. By leading the charge against lethal drugs like fentanyl, the Trump administration has prioritized saving American lives. Isn't that wonderful? That's finally a priority. Alyssa says, I don't know about you, but I'd rather live next to an ICE agent than a child predator. I agree with that assessment. Totally agree. Totally agree. Oh, look at this. Did you know that good news girl again? At Richmond University, Dr. Kelly Lambert built a tiny rat-operated cars, and they love riding it. Watch this. After I get the sound going.
Drive cars, they actually love it so much that they'll choose to go for longer joyrides, even if it means waiting longer for a sweet treat. Dr. Kelly Lambert, a neuroscientist who also advocates for housing laboratory animals like pets in more natural, high-enrichment habitats, created special rat-operated vehicles complete with steering mechanisms and tiny pedals. The rats took to driving surprisingly quickly, learning to push the pedal to move forward and steer toward a special treat. The completely non-invasive experiment measured hormone levels in the rats' droppings throughout each session to determine their emotional responses and found that learning to drive made the rats more emotionally resilient and lowered stress levels, just like how we often feel more confident after mastering a new skill. And in a surprising twist, when given the option between walking directly to their treat or driving a longer way to get to it, many rats chose to take the scenic route just for the fun of it. Not only that, researchers found that just anticipating their next driving lesson made the rats happier, with many of them eagerly jumping into their cars before the day's training even began. It goes to show that they're not so different from us, and that simply having something fun planned in the future could have real positive impacts on mental health. So this is officially your sign to finally book that thing you've been wanting to do forever, and if anyone asks why, you can just say that the little rats who like driving cars inspired you to. I'm Jen, and I post something positive.
There you go. And look at this. Joe Atkins, county commissioner, put this out 71 years ago today. Gumby was born. Art Clokey was the artist who created Gumby and Pokey and their whole world of claymation. On January 29th, 1955, animator Art Clokey introduced the world to the bendable green clay character who would soon become a pop culture icon. Gumby became an instant hit on the Howdy Doody show, and by 1957 starred in his own TV series. What many people don't realize is that the millions of Gumby toys were actually made right here in Dakota County. Roger Mosman and Murray Lobb of Hastings began producing the first flexible Gumby and Pokey figures, launched what would eventually become more than 7 million toys shipped to children all over the world. I do know that they were made briefly in Minneapolis by Lakeside Limited. That might have been after their original. I'm not sure. Listen to this. You want to talk to the turkeys? All you need is some water and some gargling skills. Check this out. Too funny. Don't you love it? Here's our good friend, Jeff Foxworthy, a man I met, and he actually endorsed two of the books I illustrated, Popple and Popple's Place. A great guy. And he's just a great guy. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah, when I get the...
Was where Chick-fil-A... The little town that I grew up in was where Chick-fil-A started. And the guy, till I was in high school, we had the only Chick-fil-A on the planet Earth. And the guy that started it was a man named Truett Cathy. And I remember he was just a wise man. And I remember one time he asked me, he said, Jeff, he said, do you know how to tell if somebody needs encouragement? And I said, no, sir, Mr. Cathy. He said, if they're breathing, he said, everybody needs encouragement, and it doesn't cost you a dime to give it to them.
Yeah.
Now, it's weird, Pete, out of everything I've heard in 67 years of being on this rock, that stuck with me. Yeah. And so early in life, it made me look around and walk in and go, look at that poor guy busting tables. Nobody's talking to him. Nobody's working. And I would say, dude, you're doing a great job at this. You're working really hard. I greatly appreciate. Or the cashier that nobody talked to. And it made me look for people to encourage.
Yeah.
And I look back over the course of doing that for most of my life. You're like, for somebody, if that moment in time, they needed that. They needed that to get through the day because they thought, nobody's seeing me. Nobody's hearing me. And I think that somehow tied into that.
Of course.
All being part of that. The little town that I grew up in was where Chick-fil-A started. And
isn't that interesting? Huge. Tom Holman confirms Minnesota jails will now notify ICE when public safety threat illegals are released so ICE can take custody. Good. That's the way it should be. That's the way it is in every other state. Breaking. President Trump just promised there will be accountability with the Minnesota Somali fraud scandal. What you don't see is we have hundreds of accountants. We're finding fraud on top of fraud on top of fraud. Good. Cat turd. I love this Democrat talking point. Excuse right now. Those ballots have been counted 3 times. Yep. And when you keep recounting the same fraudulent ballots, you'll get the same fraudulent results. That's why they'd never turn over the actual ballots. They cheated and they got caught. When you forget you posed for a picture with that guy you paid to assault you with a mystery liquid, then didn't go to the hospital, didn't change your clothes, made no effort to remove the mystery liquid, then hugged people at the end of your town hall with the mystery liquid. Yeah. This is so fake. So fake and gay. Emerald Robinson says this: breaking, federal investigators have already obtained 5 hard drive images of the 2020 election, which show extensive fraud, according to Patrick Byrne. That's awesome. Oh, the case of the apple cider vinegar squirter. It's made into a Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys mystery. Look at that. The case of the apple cider vinegar squirter. Yeah. Look at that. Every time Democrats don't get their way, they get dangerous. They certainly do. And here's this idiot supposed nurse. Fine, upstanding gentleman. This is something else that they caught like a week earlier before he got shot. He just kept effing around until he found out. Oh. Get at him. You kick the tail right off. Real nice guy there. Donald Trump became the first president to make animal cruelty a federal felony and end animal testing. Isn't that nice? Ilhan Omar, I'm okay. I'm a survivor. So this small agitator isn't going to intimidate me from doing my work. I don't let bullies win. Grateful to my incredible constituents who rallied behind me. Minnesota strong. Cat Turd says, this was as fake as your $5 million winery with no wine. Yes. Go to the Leering Center. I don't understand how people have a hard time sleeping. I can do it with my eyes closed. All you gotta do is close your eyes and start counting them sheep there. And then Reverend Jordan Wells, breaking expose. Alex Preddy was actively tracking blah, blah. We already know all this stuff. Here's Mr. Rubik's Cube creator. What's his name again? Erno Rubik, 1980. Look at that. What a great product that was. Kept so many kids busy for so long. Oh, here he is again. I think this is the one before the last one. He's got like a Superman outfit on, but no S. I don't think this was a good idea either.
Hello and welcome to round 21. Comments say that only Nacho Libre can beat this beast. Let's see who's the boss.
Oh. Come on, big boy. Hey. Oh.
Sometimes you lose. What's next? Hello and welcome to
Anthony Brock. So funny. In a devastating blow to the experts, U.S. steel production now exceeds Japan for the first time in nearly 30 years. As a result of President Trump's tariffs, U.S. is now third globally to China and India. This is huge. We love Japan, but USA. Trump gets shot in the ear and Democrats celebrate while blaming it on him. Ilhan Omar gets attacked with salad dressing and they say it's the end of democracy. Salad dressing. Oh, Eric Doherty puts this out. Just in, New Yorkers are in a state of shock. They shouldn't be. After Ugandan Mayor Zoran Mandani says New York City now faces a fiscal crisis at a scale of the Great Recession. His plan, raising taxes on wealthy New Yorkers and profitable companies. Yikes. Best of luck, New York City. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. National Fraud Enforcement. We already saw that. There's our last show. And we go back to square one here. And let's see. Let's go over to X, because X marks the spot, as you know. That's where we're going to see that video with the that the thumbnail's from. This old video here. Now look at, here is the YouTube link. Look how small and dinky it looks. Here's the Rumble link. Look how much better it looks. I don't know why that is, but that's what it is. LMAO, cat turd, breaking: the UN has issued a letter to its 193 member states warning that they face imminent financial collapse after Donald Trump cuts U.S. funding. Imagine that. I think the Board of Peace is a much better idea. Here's Trump unplugs doomsday clock. He should. That's pretty good. I like that. How about rewind it back a couple years? Because he's really brought peace. Peace in, baby. That's right. Breaking: Virginia residents are now panicking. Not even a full month into 2026, their electricity bills are nearly tripling as they are being hit with new Democrat-approved energy rates. This is a Walmart employee here. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I just got my energy bill for the month. Dominion Energy out of Virginia. My bill has tripled. Like, I usually pay about $200, you know, on a regular, $300 on a high note. $621. That's more than my car payment. What the actual hell is going on? Yeah. I just got my energy bill.
Well, who did you vote for? Did you vote for this train wreck here? Of course, whenever a Democrat wins, when they promise to raise taxes, you got to wonder, it's got to be fixed. Who's going to vote for that? Jon Stewart put this out. Breaking news. The 1997 Alien interview just got serious new legs again. Whitley Strieber, famed contactee, New York Times bestselling author, just last week, has once again reaffirmed that the interview is authentic, or at least a very faithfully recreated.
The one that is sort of making the rounds on.
Oh, gosh darn it. What the heck?
On social media at the moment and coming under most scrutiny is the 1997 Alien interview tape. I wondered if you'd actually seen that video and if you actually...
Yes, I have. I saw it in 1997.
And I wondered if you actually knew anything about the green blip in it and if you knew what...
I know a lot about the green blip in it. Yeah. There's all kinds of things have been said about the green blip. The green blip's this, the green blip's that. But I'm sorry. The green blip, as soon as I saw it, told me that that was a real video. And the reason is very simple. Something very similar hopped up and down on my desk when I was writing Communion. And I could only see it out of the corner of my eye, but it was green and it was jumping up and down just like that. And it was incredibly annoying because, I'm trying to write a book and there's this thing there. And I would sneak up on it, and once I succeeded in putting my finger on it, and it was a disc, I could feel it under my finger, thin, not about maybe about half the size of my thumb pad, of my thumb. And it slipped out from under my finger, under my thumb, and I didn't see it. It disappeared. And then I thought, well, maybe it's got the message. And I started working again. In a few seconds, it was back. And so I had to live with it. And so when I saw that there, I thought to myself, that's got to be real because nobody knows anything about that. I never told anyone about it. And it's got to be real. And so, yeah, I think it's probably an authentic video. And if it's not, then it has to have been made by somebody who knows about that and the fact that that will be present sometimes when there's communication, mental communication going on with the visitors. I think it's a telepathic thing. I think it's an amplifier of telepathy that enables telepathy to go a longer distance than it normally would. That's my belief, or my speculation, I should say.
Well, that blip is.
Thank you, Willie. Appreciate it.
I heard the blip was the alien has like one heart lung, and it's just monitoring that. It's like his heart lung is one thing, and it's just one beep. That's what there's a reflection on a window. But yeah, I don't know. Look at this. Your neighbors get into a snowblower fight. Look at this. This is hilarious.
Do you see what's going on right
Oh my, he's going right into his driveway.
Do you see what's going on right now?
Oh yeah, the joys of winter. Dad tests Tom's natural kids toothpaste. Lead test turns purple on camera. Look at this. This is really disturbing.
My blood is absolutely fucking boiling right now. If you're a parent, whatever you do, do not buy this fucking toothpaste. My daughter's been getting headaches for the past like 2 weeks, and we literally sent her to the doctor. They couldn't figure out what's going on. We have no idea what's going on. She's been going to the nurse multiple times a day. And come to find out, the videos that I've seen on TikTok are all fucking true. There's literally lead in this toothpaste. I tested out all these other toothpastes to make sure that they were fine and they were clean, and none of the other ones came back with lead. But sure enough, the one that she's been using for the last 2 weeks, because I thought that it was healthy, I thought it was the healthier choice, that I would give her some clean toothpaste that didn't have all these artificial ingredients. And lo and behold, it has fucking lead in it. It's lead. It's full of fucking lead. This is insane, Toms. I've been giving my daughter fucking toothpaste and my son toothpaste full of lead. And they've been going to the doctor with headaches. They've been going to the nurse with headaches every single day.
Wow.
This is insane.
That is just terrible. This is great. This is what you came here for. This is what AI is for. Check this out.
Well, I'm Captain James T. I drive the Enterprise. I've seen Romulan and Gorn with my own eyes. I've loved a lot of ladies from here to the neutral zone. But there's one shade of woman makes me feel right at home. I tore my yellow shirt on an Orion floor when I saw that Emerald Darling walk through the door. Spock raised an eyebrow, said, "Captain, that's illogical." I said, "Put a sock in the pointy ear, she's biological." Oh, she's green as the lights on my bridge console. She's the only alien who stole my soul. Forget the prime directive, I'm making a scene. I don't care if she's dangerous, as long as she's green. Oh, the pain, the pain. I'm stuck on this sphere with a bubble-headed booby and nothing but fear. That tin can robot yells danger all day, but I found a siren who makes it okay. She grabbed me by the tunic in the alien swamp, and my cowardly heart, it started to tom. She might be a monster meant to eat us for lunch, but she's the prettiest gal in the whole bunch. Oh, she's green as the cash that I wish I had. If I don't get a kiss, I'll be hopping mad. Never fear Smith is here with the love supreme. I'd trade the Jupiter 2 for that girl in green. Name is Star-Lord, man, I'm a legendary guy. Got a talking raccoon in a tree standing by. Got a Walkman tape playing a country beat, and a deadly assassin sweeping me off my feet. Her daddy is a type that wants to crush stars, but she's prettier than the girls in the nowhere bar. She threatens to gut me with a rusty knife, and I reckon that means she wants to be my wife. She's green as a lime in a cocktail glass, and she's the only lady who can kick my ass. She can punch me in the jaw, she can treat me mean. I'm hooked on a feeling, and that feeling is green. She's green, like an emerald queen. Green, best I ever seen, like an emerald queen. Oh, give me a green skin gal, that's my desire. Set my hillbilly heart on a nuclear fire. She can be mean as a wildcat, as sweet as mint tea, just as long as she's green. She's the gal for me.
Isn't that good? Oh, yeah. I hope William Shatner sees that. That's pretty darn cool. Bill Mitchell, House Republicans just dropped a massive plan codifying 81 Trump executive orders into permanent law. This locks in the wins forever. We're delivering real wins that no future radical administration can undo. Representative Anna Paula Luna.
Looking ahead to 2026, of course, we got the midterms coming up. That obviously you're elected in for 2 years. You're campaigning for half that time. That's not your fault. That's just how it works. But when we look at the intersection of policy and politics going into the midterms, most Americans sit at home and they go, Trump's doing a good job. And when you look at what he's getting done, a lot of it he's getting done through the executive branch. You've got the big, beautiful bill you guys have passed. You've got things like the Lincoln-Riley Act that I think you should tout more heavily. But are there some agenda items that you all, the Republicans in the House, can really push and say, hey, this is what we're doing for Americans, and this is why we should be reelected?
Most certainly. I think to your guys' point earlier, you did a great job covering the fact that we need we need voters to show up to the polls. I think that in part that has to do with the fact that we need to codify President Trump's executive orders. So I know Speaker Johnson has announced that upon returning, there's going to be 81 of those executive orders that we're going to be working on codifying and marking in stone so they can never reverse those. In addition to that, one of the top issues in this country right now, something that I addressed with you all last time I was on with you, is banning insider trading. And I have since gotten a commitment from Speaker Johnson that within the first quarter of next year, we will actually be banning that. That's something that Hakeem Jeffries has been actively working against. So that actually came out in the press. Democrats called him out for actually trying to stop that bill. And so I think that there's a lot that we're going to be able to do. But again, codifying, invigorating the base, and making sure that President Trump is out on the campaign trail, which he's promised to do.
All right. Thanks, Anna Paulina Luna. She's a rock star. Breaking this hilarious video of President Trump last night with U.S. Army cadets who almost got him to say beat Navy has gone viral. Check this out.
Go Army, here we go.
Well,
What can you say? What can you say? Go Army.
Go Army, go Army.
Go Army, here we go.
Well,
What can you say? What can you say? Go Army.
Go Army, go Army.
Oh, and look, when the resurrection burial tomb of Gilgamesh was discovered in Uruk, Iraq. I didn't know that was Gilgamesh. Look at that. This has been also talked about previously on different videos. This is the first video of this I've seen. Maybe that's when they first found it. I guess he's in sort of a granite kind of sarcophagus, and it's magnetically tuned to not age you, like a time well. So he might go down for a 15-minute nap and wake up thousands of years later, and there's no talking on this. Isn't that interesting? Deborah Fauché, here's this guy talking about the Somalis and what they're doing in Minneapolis. This is from months ago. I remember this. Check this out.
Somalians in Minnesota were at a major manufacturing food plant, and they were defecating in this plant. You heard that right. There's a whistleblower coming out right now and exposing what's going on. The FDA and ICE need to start raiding and doing random checks in all of these plants in Minnesota. We're talking companies like Land O'Lakes, General Mills, Coca-Cola, stuff that's going all over the United States. There's a whistleblower who came out. I'll show you a quick clip. Go do some research, watch his full statement. This is terrifying, guys. This is a problem in America. If it's happening in Minnesota, where else do you think it could be happening?
Seeing that my former home state of Minnesota is currently in the news due to Trump and the Somalian issue. I worked at a major food production facility that supplies the United States and Canada with food. I watched as they brought Somalians in, and they began to urinate and defecate wherever they please within this food production facility plant. We had to put up signs explaining how to use the bathroom correctly, but yet it was never corrected. I seen as grown men wash their genitals within the sinks, made homemade bidets from the garbage in the break rooms, and then brought in a roach infestation to the plant. Once again, I will tell you this is a major food production facility and cannot shut down for anything.
Wow. Disgusting. Send them back to Somalia. Send them back. Just a reminder. Yeah. You don't have a closed inauguration with only 1,000 guests yet, 25,000 National Guard troops, and a fenced-off Capitol if you had the most votes in history. Yeah.
And it's dystopian. So there's nobody here. There's like more people up here with the press overlooking the Capitol than there are at the inauguration. We're here with Fox News and CNN, and this guy Eric is great from TBN. He's the Middle East correspondent. Really great coverage. Conservative. So again, it's freezing here. It's like 25 degrees. It's snowing. Kamala Harris and Amy Klobuchar just spoke. There are more people at the West Palm Beach airport waiting for Trump than there are here at the inauguration. Truly an incredible time in our history. I've been to past inaugurations for W and Trump. There were 500,000 to 1 million people at each event, and even Obama got close to probably 700,000 or something like that. It's eerie. It's the first time Biden got thousands of people to his event, but they're all National Guardsmen who are forced to be here. There is no security threat down here. It's just a lie. And I think they brought in these 25,000 troops because Biden couldn't get enough people to his inauguration, and it's a cover. It's very sad.
That's 2020. 2020.
I was going to come on here and try to be funny, but I'm actually sad. This place is a ghost town. All of DC is a ghost town. Their businesses have been pummeled by these lockdowns and all these problems. And,
Yeah, isn't that, it felt like any day it was going to get overturned. That was a 2020 election with the inauguration. Breaking, President Trump has just signed an executive order planning an IndyCar race on the streets of Washington, D.C. Look at that. Look at this. This is going to be so cool.
Here you go, man. I don't want to sign each letter. They sign each letter. They hand pens. I used to watch these presidents. One letter. You got to see what it looks like at the end. Never looks too good. Here, Rachel, take that. Congratulations. This is really exciting. Thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Alert. Jaw-dropping declaration. Let's listen to her.
Democrats took money from our kids
Democrats took money from your kids, the kids who need it most, dumped it into fraudulent daycare facilities, and turned the other way when this abuse was reported. This has been their pattern, so this really shouldn't surprise anybody. But what's happening there is absolutely disgusting. Tim Walz can announce that he won't run again for governor, but he will still be held accountable by House Republicans. And that's exactly what we're doing this week in the House Oversight Committee. Democrats took money from our...
Yep, they did. Oh, look at this.
Just keeps whacking it.
Just
keeps whacking it.
Oh, wow. You're laughing, so it couldn't be too bad. Too funny. Oh. Oh, here's that Gilgamesh. In 2003, just weeks before the Iraq War, archaeologists believe they may have found the lost tomb of Gilgamesh, the subject of the oldest book in history. Here it is. His beard looks like normal hair, like not beard hair. He's very large, very tall too. Isn't that interesting? Someone touched his arm and it flexed just like a live person, not someone who's like been dead for hundreds of years. So isn't that interesting? His beard hair is like hair, like head hair. Isn't that weird? And there it is. There's some Arabic writing on that newspaper there. Isn't that interesting? I think it's so fascinating. So fascinating. I think it's just cycling through. There's a bearded character there. Wake up! Wake him up! Some sort of communications on his chest plate there. Yep. It's interesting. Interesting. I'll wait. Trump says to walk peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol. Walsh says we are at war with the federal government. Who is the insurrectionist? Tampon Tim. Of course. Let's bring this down a little bit. And what's this? Insurrection. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson makes clear that her city doesn't need signal chats. Instead, she's going to mobilize the actual police force to do what signal networks do in Minneapolis. Well, a little insurrection-y there, isn't it now? Oh, boy. Katie B. Wilson. That's not a good person. Oh, look at this. This is cool.
Imagine what it would be like if you had chopsticks for lips. I think it would be kind of hard to eat your food that was so close. Like this bird, the anhinga. What? Imagine what it would be like if you had chopsticks for lips. I think it would.
Pretty frustrating, I would think. Science Girl put that out. Thanks, Science Girl. If you had 1 billion to hunt for lost civilizations, where would you look first? And Gonzalo Chavez says that he would invest in investigating Inca Nazca. Yeah, I don't blame him.
María, pero a lo mejor puede hacerse un cambio de... ¿Pero es Mario? ¿Usted ya es confirmado que es varón? ¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo son ayer? Sí.
There you go. Referred to DOJ for charges. Obama referred to DOJ for charges, apparently for the Russian collusion hoax in 2016 by Tulsi Gabbard. Let's go, Pam Bondi. Yep, they can do it. They set the president. Oh, it's the Newscom effect. Wait, look at that. All the people flying away from the horrible job that Newscom's doing in California, eh? Oops, look at that. They're all going mostly to Texas, Arizona, Florida, all kinds of places. And up here in Wisconsin, too. One of those people recently was Heidi Pop. She moved from LA to Wisconsin. So how do you like that? Some states didn't get any, but look at them all go. I'm sure U-Haul is very happy. All of the moving companies in California are very happy, but do you think they'll all come back when it changes? I don't know, Who knows, right? There she is. Yeah, the stuff Maduro told us checks out. The Fulton County machines were all rigged and being controlled by foreign countries. We caught them red-handed and have all the evidence. It's Tulsi Gabbard. She is an incredible patriot. Future president, I predict. I've said that many times, and I stick by it. Data Republican, that's another great person to follow. Data Republican. Major breaking. The largest ICE license plate tracker, Stop ICE, has been compromised. Hello, stopice.net. All your logins, locations, passwords, and phone numbers have been given to the FBI and ICE. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This is great. This is good. Oh, you're going to like this.
Attention, please. Attention. If you're a crazy, liberal, ugly woman, otherwise known as Crazy Karens, Please go back home and annoy your husbands instead of our beautiful ICE officers. Although when you think about it, you probably don't have a husband because you're fat and ugly and annoying, and nobody will ever marry you. I know you're all wearing pajamas, but this would be a nice moment to maybe start with a little jog around the block so you can lose some of that weight and maybe think about some of those life decisions where everything went wrong. Anyway, if you keep fucking around with that guy, you're going to get pepper sprayed, bitch. So please just, well, there you go, bitch. You kept fucking around and now you found out. Believe me. Attention, please.
Excuse the lingo, Schmingo. Holy crap, it's been exposed that Ilhan Omar's husband investment firm, which skyrocketed to 30 million, has no clients and zero records of managing any money.
Okay, that was far-left Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claiming the Justice Department and Congress probing her sudden skyrocketing wealth to $30 million in just 1 year, that they have a problem with her living the American dream. You heard her say the goddamn United States of America. We've got new questions on where she and her husband got all that money. Joining us now, Forbes Media Chair, Editor-in-Chief Steve Forbes. Steve, new information coming in, and Forbes magazine, your magazine has reported this too, that the state of Delaware and Washington, D.C. canceled the registrations for Omar's husband's investment firm, Rose Lake, for not paying its back taxes. We saw it owed more than $400,000 to Delaware and nearly $1,800 to D.C. She's claiming it's worth $25 million from less than $1,000 a year before. How can his investment firm not afford to pay taxes? It's supposedly worth an estimated $75 million to $150 million. This is really weird stuff.
Well, weird is not the word for it. There's another word for it called crooked. And that's why we have to have an investigation into this. As you know, the Biden administration started examining her finances and that of her husband. And so surprise, surprise, that investigation went nowhere. But it's amazing how people can go into Congress and then become these entrepreneurial investing geniuses, where they come in, she had under $1,000 of net worth and her husband didn't have much, and suddenly now they're multimillionaires. Is there a money laundering operation here? And in terms of the firms themselves, they have a sketchy background. That winery in California that she and her husband own, where did that come from? Where's the wine there? And nobody can seem to find it. So there's a lot of smelly stuff here, and that's why in the American Dream, her version of the American Dream is the Al Capone version of the American Dream, Tony Soprano version of the American Dream, and that is steal it from the taxpayers. And so there's a lot of stuff here. And so when somebody cloaks themselves in the American Dream, and so you have numbers like this from minus 1,000 to 30, 40 million, you know something is not right.
Yeah, and she's also like, blaming people, bullying, doing race baiting, race bullying. There's no evidence, public evidence, there's even a winery. She valued it at $5 million. His investment firm is real. It's supposedly real. Its DC headquarters appear to share office space at a WeWork, Steve. There's no track record of his firm managing money, doing M&A deals, no clients we see, investment deals, or any work it's done. They say they do work in 80 nations operating in. There's no SEC registrations for them as investment advisors. What is going on here? This increasingly looks sketchy, both the winery and his investment firm.
Yeah, the winery may not exist, and the firm may be just really a name only, as you say, a WeWork office. Big deal. So that's why the investigation needs to be done. And suddenly all that 30 million, I think you're going to find, I'll make a speculation and prediction, that 30 million came from sources that are illegal, period.
Thank you so much, Steve Forbes, helping us to break it down. We're going to...
There you go. Oh, this looks like fun out in the country.
We ride.
See, you can have fun on the farm.
What do we do now, Sheriff? Now we ride.
I bet the cows like it too. oh, this gal got arrested too from that church thing with Lemon. She claims she's a journalist, but yeah, good luck with that. Oh, look at this. Look at that. That's a clever system. Clever. Very clever. Where did those come from? Is that real? I don't know. Montserrat, this is the one that's pregnant. One of the main reasons I'm confident that tridactyls are genuine is that I had access to the DICOM files for about 14 to 18 months before I was allowed to release them publicly on tridactyls.org. So go to tridactyls.org and check out all of the information. It's right there. It's all open to the public now. Oh, this is so interesting. Breast milk. Did you know that if you have a boy or a girl, the breast milk is different? Did you know that? Did you know that the saliva of the baby sucking the nipple, the mother's body analyzes that saliva and detects what the baby needs for his immune system and then produces it in the milk? This is really, really fascinating. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to just let the robot read this. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see if the robot can read it.
In 2008, evolutionary anthropologist Katie Hind was working in a primate research lab in California, analyzing breast milk from rhesus macaque mothers. She had hundreds of samples and thousands of data points. Everything looked ordinary, until one pattern refused to go away. Mothers raising sons produced milk richer in fat and protein. Mothers raising daughters produced a larger volume with different nutrient balances. It was consistent, repeatable, and deeply uncomfortable for the scientific consensus. Colleagues suggested error, noise, statistical coincidence. But Katie trusted the data, and the data pointed to a radical idea. Milk is not just nutrition, it is information. For decades, biology treated breast milk as simple fuel. Calories in, growth out. But if milk were only calories, why would it change depending on the sex of the baby? Katie kept digging. Across more than 250 mothers and over 700 sampling events, the story grew more complex. Younger, first-time mothers produced milk with fewer calories but significantly higher levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. The babies who drank it grew faster. They were also more alert, more cautious, more anxious. Milk wasn't just building bodies, it was shaping behavior. Then came the discovery that changed everything. When a baby nurses, microscopic amounts of saliva flow back into the breast. That saliva carries biological signals about the infant's immune system. If the baby is getting sick, the mother's body detects it. Within hours, the milk changes. White blood cells surge. Macrophages multiply. Targeted antibodies appear. When the baby recovers, the milk returns to baseline. This was not coincidence. It was call and response. A biological dialogue refined over millions of years. Invisible, until someone thought to listen. As Katie reviewed existing research, she noticed something unsettling. There were twice as many scientific studies on erectile dysfunction as on breast milk composition. The first food every human consumes, the substance that shaped our species, largely ignored. So she did something bold. She launched a blog with a deliberately provocative name, Mammals Suck Milk. It exploded. Over 1 million readers in its first year. Parents, doctors, scientists, people asking questions research had skipped. The discoveries kept coming. Milk changes by time of day. Milk differs from Hind milk. Human milk contains over 200 oligosaccharides babies can't digest. Because they exist to feed beneficial gut bacteria. Every mother's milk is biologically unique. In 2017, Katie brought this work to a TED stage. In 2020, it reached a global audience through Netflix's Babies. Today, at Arizona State University's Comparative Lactation Lab, she continues reshaping how medicine understands infant development, neonatal care, formula design, and public health. The implications are staggering. Milk has been evolving for more than 200 million dinosaurs walked the earth. What we once dismissed as simple nourishment is one of the most sophisticated communication systems biology has ever produced. Katie Hind didn't just study milk. She revealed that nourishment is intelligence, a living, responsive system shaping who we become before we ever speak. All because one scientist refused to accept that half the story was measurement error. Sometimes the biggest revolutions begin by listening to what everyone else ignores.
Isn't that interesting? I think that's really fascinating. They changed the SAVE Act to the Save America Act because that's what it's going to do. Oh, the pyramid complex in China. Look at this. Oh, in China. There's hundreds of pyramids in China. There you go. Best hoax
award, Sydney Sweeney.
Tonight, we honor excellence in storytelling, not films, not novels, but the most convincing political hoax of the year. And the award for Best
really
Failed
something, huh?
Hoax Performance goes to... Ian Omar.
This is Omar's second award and counting, on her way to being the fake bitch in the United States.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, I have no words. As an illegal immigrant who married my own brother, this award makes it all worth it. Thank you.
Man, that was the worst hoax I've ever seen. Somali scams don't work like they used to do they?
Bananas and rice. agitator and perhaps insurrectionist Alex Preddy's stock has gone way down with just released video of him screaming and spitting in the face of a very calm and under control ICE officer, and then crazily kicking in a new and very expensive government vehicle so hard and violent, in fact, that the taillight broke off into pieces. It was quite a display of abuse and anger for all to see. Crazed and out of control, the ICE officer was calm and cool. Not an easy thing to be under those circumstances. Make America great again. Don't you love it? And Gonzalo Chavez says this close-up of Maria's hand strongly supports that its structure is genetic rather than modified. The transitions from the hand to the fingers and down to the fingertips are smooth and continuous with no signs of cutting, grafting, or reconstruction. There are no abrupt changes. It's all looks very natural, and it does. It really does. And here's, of course,
at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Malusian joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to it. We already know. Lemon got he's with Diddy with their lotion, whatever they got, that baby oil. Emerald Robinson, breaking federal investigators have found massive alterations to Dominion voting machines that were secretly inserted after the certification process was complete. On average, about 500 illegal DLL files have been found on these confiscated machines. That means certification was invalid. Invalid. These are all the countries that require an ID to vote. Look at that. Honduras, Guatemala, Albania, Ecuador, Tanzania, Ukraine, Mali, Fiji, Peru, Greece. Did you know the first French fries were made in Greece? They sure were. They sure were. And we've seen that. Let's see. Election was stolen. We know that. What's this? Oh, Josh Hawley didn't expect to have an impromptu push-up challenge in the Senate hallway with West Point cadet.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. All right. On your marks. Get set. Push. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Lock in, Nelson. 15. It's your cadet career on the line right now. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, great 51, 52, 53. Very good, very good.
You be a cadet.
What's up? And I lifted chest this morning too. Oh, all right. Good work. Hey.
Josh Hawley, that's impressive, actually. Oh, look at this. This cake decided to go back to the bakery. It's kind of slippery. He's a little tentative. Doesn't want to get slippy. The cake. With the cake. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my. Oh my. Did it come back? They don't tell you. They don't tell you if it came back or not. Thank you, President Trump, for reposting my video of testimony at Wisconsin State Capitol. Yeah. Wisconsin has 7.4 million registered voters. However, it only has 4 million adults living in the entire state. Yeah, it's a big problem there. It's a big, big problem. What's this? String. Look at that. Why, it looks like a UFO, or someone has a drone. Looks like there's a little dot right here next to it too. Let's see if it moves. Oh, that's just on his screen. That could just be a bird at a certain point in flight where they get super streamlined. That actually, or a fish, could be a flying fish. Who knows, right? You never know. Never know. You just never know. There's Tulsi. Oh, this is hilarious.
Caring for people was at the core of who he was. He was incapable of causing harm. Alex carried patience, compassion, and calm as a steady light within him. Even at the very end, that light was there. I recognized his familiar stillness and signature calm composure. Caring for people was at the core.
Pocahontas, she's so out of touch. So incredibly out of touch.
And right, that never lived. You know, that's
then there's the fetal position.
Then there's the you look at you go, oh come on,
right,
that never lived. You know, that's
then there's the fetal position.
Then there's the fetal position ones, the big ones.
Yeah.
And I was at the beginning. I was, you know, I'm always open to being wrong. I was at the beginning thinking, oh well, because of the small ones, those are probably not real. But then the MRIs started coming out.
Yeah.
The full body MRIs and the ligature and the bone construction and the finger, and then perhaps most, I think, extraordinarily, the fingerprints on them being clearly not human. So it's interesting, but here you look at it, you go, oh come on,
right,
that never lived. You know,
they're all coming around because the information is real. Did you hear about this? Scientists from Chupacabra, scientists discover a mushroom that makes you see thousands of tiny people everywhere. This is crazy.
For the past 4 years, I've been studying this new type of hallucinogenic mushroom. In talking with people who have experienced this effect firsthand, they've described the effects as first seeing several hundred, if not thousands, of little people embedded in their environment. They're often reported as interacting with the real world, jumping on chairs and tables. One person told me as they were eating soup, the little people were jumping off their spoon into the bowl of soup, swimming around, and as they scooped their spoon to eat them, the little people remained in their mouth. 90% of people actually see little elves or clowns or other fairy-like figures. Many people are familiar with the depiction of this effect through Gulliver's Travels, where he lands on an island called Lilliput, which is of course the namesake. Reports of this actually first comes from the early missionaries embarking into Papua New Guinea. Decades later, in the 1990s, reports of a very similar sort of mushroom began emerging in southern China. Not until recently, in the past summer, did it come to my attention that a remote culture in the northern Philippines had been also reporting this sort of Lilliputian hallucination from a locally collected wild mushroom. I actually ventured there last summer to perform field work and found out that it's actually the exact same species that was previously known only from China. So the fact now that we have 3 independent cultures reporting the exact same phenomenon, and in 2 of them we've been able to verify it's the exact same species, gives us very high confidence that there is some sort of chemical inherent within this mushroom. So we're really hopeful in potentially discovering a compound in this mushroom that can reliably elicit this effect to potentially open a window and shed some light on this otherwise mysterious and bizarre neurological condition.
Isn't that strange? Strange, you might even say. You might even say strange. Well, folks, I think we're going to put a little bow on this one because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it. We would love to hear your UFO stories, even from a small one like this. So it came and it hovered right above my fingertips as I moved it around in front of the screen. There you go. All righty, Aphrodite. Well, thanks a lot for coming along. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Helps the algorithm, the algo beat, and share this on out so other people can see the fun stuff you just saw. Won't that be cool? Too cool for school, you might even say. Oh, look, it's Runaway Goldfish. Ex-Runaway Goldfish. Good morning and good night, looks like. Good to see you here, Ex-Runaway Goldfish. Yeah, we're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right around 9 p.m. Central. And that's where we are. So Skylark says, thank you, Aaron. And Carnivore says, great show, Aaron. Skylark says, good night, fellow Truth Questers. And Rosa Solar, thank you, Aaron and Questers. Good night, sweet dreams. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And X-Runaway Goldfish says, hi, all. So say hi to X-Runaway Goldfish. And I'm going to put my parting message. Thank you all so very much. You guys rock because you are the Truth Questers. And we'll see you again on Monday after this wonderful weekend that we're all going to have. And Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, thank you, Aaron. Great show. God bless you. Much love and peace in. Enjoy your weekend and prayers up for all of us. Yes. And for our Peggy Dancer too. And then I said, thank you all so very much. And then Peggy Dancer also says, stay safe and warm. Yes, good advice. Thank you all. And we'll see you on Monday, right around 9 p.m. Central. Until then, peace in world peace, baby. It's coming. It's pretty much here. We'll see you on Monday, right around 9 p.m. Central. Be there or be square. Peace in.